everybody, it's Valerie from Valerie Wallace-9 Arts, here in my basement studio in Orono, Maine, 04473, and it is 10 o'clock on Tuesday, July, like after the 4th, and today we're going to draw a shark, a Jaws type of shark. Okay, let me make sure. I'm here by myself, so I need to make sure that it's working. Let's see. Okay, we're on. All right, excellent. So the deal with this is if you don't quite understand, it's from underneath, okay? So this is like the underside of the chin. The thing you're going to want to remember is don't get too big with the eyes because it changes it into like more of a monster than a shark, which is okay. Still looks good, okay? The basic shape is what? A triangle. Very good, very good. So that's really all we're looking for. And then what really pulls it all together is having this super black inside of its mouth around the teeth. Other than that, it's not very complicated. So let's start here with color. I'm going to do something down here in black and white. And you kind of need two shades. You know, maybe a blue, a black. Let's see. I will take this blue to start with. Okay. You're going to want a darker shade and a lighter shade. Okay? So I'm going to find a spot where I think that I want the tip of his nose to be. So probably pretty close to the top. I'm going to give myself a little mark. Hopefully you can see that. Here. And then I'm basically going to go to the corners. I found when I practiced it that if you get it too narrow, it doesn't look quite right. So I'm going to come all the way down to here and all the way down to here. He's a little rounded, but if you make it pointy, that's okay too. So I'm going to come all the way down to here and all the way down to here. All right? Like a big mound. All right, and then down here, yeah, I guess I'll do this with charcoal. So I've found this spot here. I'm going to go to each corner. It's just pretty much what's happening here. All right? All right, okay. Now, the next thing we want to do is to find this part. What's going to make his look like he has kind of a lip is the same thing with people, is that this is a little bit lighter than what's happening here, and that's going to make it stick out a little bit, okay? So we just have to kind of decide where that's going to be. And there's not really too much to go on, but let's see. Say this is 1/3, 2/3, the last third right there. Okay, so that's into there. Here, here, here. You want to give him a good sized snout part, okay? So what I would do, rather than just curve it and hope for the best, I'm going to find where I think that the top of his lip's going to be. And I'm going to make a mark kind of here. All right? And then it rounds right out to the side on either side. So I'm going to bring that right out there because there's not much room for his eye. So it comes right out to the side and then it becomes part of that. Same thing over here, okay? A little bit different on the eye on that one. But, you know, we're not trying to make this like, you know, photorealism. We're just trying to make a picture that's going to be a cool, scary shark. Although, I must say, I've wasted a lot of time being scared of sharks, so I definitely don't think they're cool. I mean, they're cool because, you know, animals are cool, but they scare me. Okay, all right, the next thing we're going to do is make a mark for the other, this is the top part of the lip, now we're going to do the lower part of the lip, okay? So he does have kind of a little Elvis sneer going on. One side's a little lopsided, but we don't worry too much about that. So you're going to start to do the same thing. Find what you want the width of that lip to be. And then this, it's staying pretty much the same thickness as it goes down to here, like maybe here. So I'm going to round that down like this. Okay, I'm not going to go all the way to the bottom this time because this actually overlaps. Okay, the chin piece overlaps. All right, over here, you know, maybe around here. All right, kind of like that. All right, so far so good. Then I'll do the same thing with my black. So I'm going to find this, and I'm going to go kind of to here, and kind of over here. All right. Okay. Then we want a good sized mouth. We want a nice big open cavernous space there to put in all those teeth, okay? So this, if I measure the size of this, this is at least as big as his snout. So that, you know, that's hoping that you have a big snout, big mouth, you're good. This is not as important as this. So don't leave a lot of room because of your chin. Better to lose a little bit for that, okay? So if I do measure this, I measure here, that brings me to about here, okay? Now this is, there is a little space right here, you know, on the side of his mouth where it slivers down there. So instead of just going from one side of this to the other, it's actually starting a little bit out here. All right, and we're going up. That's going to be a pretty big mouth, okay? All right, I think that'll work. All right, this comes in a little bit. Okay, kind of like that. All right. I'll do it a little bit different here. Let's see, I'll start here. Okay, we want to save the black parts to the end because if not, they're going to get all mixed up with the other colors. Okay, so we'll have to leave that till a little bit later. He does have a little bit of shading. I don't know if you can see, but this side of his face is a little bit darker. This side of his lip is a little darker than this one. Look at this, and then look at this. You can see there's a difference. So we can do a little bit of that. I will do, actually, I think what I will do is my back. No, I guess not. I'll do that afterwards. I'm going to put a little bit in where the shading is going to go. Here's a kind of dark blue. I'm going to use that, I guess. Like I said, I want to know that this is where my eye is going to be, but I don't want to put that in there yet. So I'm going to put a little darker blue, like right in this piece. This is also going to help to make his lips separate from his face, just like on a person. Okay, there's a little there. There's a little here. My paper has a little tooth to it, meaning a little bit of a texture. I don't know if you can see, there's little bumps. That is kind of helpful when you're doing pastel because it helps to build one color on top of another. All right, another place where it does get a little darker is kind of like right here. I'm going to use black on the inside of his mouth though. All right, there we go with that. Same deal over here. I'll put a little dark here and a little bit here. Okay. And then let's go ahead and put color. So pick whatever color you want. Oh, I almost had it. What color is this? Yeah, I think I'm going to use this one for the lighter part of my, yeah, maybe I'll put this in this lighter part here. So it's light here, light blue here. It's pretty much white right here, so I'm going to leave that for now. Put that here. Maybe a little bit in here. Blend that into that. Okay, like this. Again, I want to leave a little white on the top. Okay. I'm going to go back to the blue that I started with and use that for the snout. Okay. He has a little bit, variation. It's a little darker and lighter in different places, but it doesn't make too much difference. We won't overthink it, okay? but you know, why not use more than one shade of blue if you can do it. So I'll get this a little more filled in, a little darker. All right. Nice big snout out there. So if you need to reshape this, because you're coloring it all in, you know, give it a little different shape. Yeah, I'm all right. If it's a little smaller here, maybe, then in reality, it'll look a little bit like there's perspective and that this is closer to you than that is, okay? Which is really what's happening. I'm going to use this color down here. Okay, so right now, it looks like a nice, pretty blue thing, but it's when we do those teeth that everything's going to change, okay? So there's that. Maybe a little bit here. I need a little over here. So get this much of them colored in. Then find what you're going to use for your black. Let's see. I'll take this. This a little lighter. There we go. I have been, of course, I have a little bit of an overactive imagination, and I can make myself, when I was young, scared of sharks everywhere. I mean, even in the shower, I would be like, oh no, wait a minute now, the shower's going to collapse, I'm going to fall into a pit of sharks. I don't know why. I think when I was a little kid, in the 70s, I think that's when the movie Jaws came out, and I don't even think I saw it, but just the idea. I saw it when I was older, but I don't think I saw it when I was young. But just the thought of it, ugh, and it was everywhere. People talking about shark attacks. It was huge. It was very much part of the popular culture at the time. Okay, so yeah, I want to leave a little bit of white, something a little bit lighter here. Make that stick out. Make his lip pop right out there. Let's see. I wish I had a eraser. Here's one. So I can take that and lighten that even a little bit more. Okay? Alright, let's go do those teeth then. So if you want, one suggestion I would make is make them bigger than you think you need to, because by the time you color black all around them, you're going to lose, the tooth is going to look a little bit smaller than what you wanted. And also, you can always make them smaller by coloring more black. The other important thing is that when you color the black in, it can't be scribble, 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 I'm done. It has to be the most careful, blackest thing that you draw on your picture. That's how you're going to have this effect. And it will really, really work if you do it that way, okay? So hopefully if you're doing like pencil or something, you've got a smaller one. Make the teeth bigger, there's less black. It's the same thing as if you're doing the sky and you don't want to color the whole sky blue. You can, make really big clouds and then you don't have to color so much in, okay? All right. One of the things that's funny about him is that he's got these snaggly teeth up here, okay? And it's really not that hard. Okay? What happens is you got one little one, and then you got kind of a long one over here, a skinny one. So, if you do that, a little off center, if you make yourself one here, and then go over here and do the one that's on the top, like kind of like here, and then maybe another skinny, snaggly one. I've practiced this a few times, and it doesn't really matter how you do them, okay? Most of the rest of them, the teeth are, dinosaurs. Sharks are famous for having those rows of teeth. So, but, you don't need to worry about how that works, okay? So we'll put some there. That's my little one, so I'm here right now. So I'm going to bring one here, And here. I have my friend Nathan here with me today. Maybe one here and one underneath. Okay, and then there's some out here. And they kind of disappear off to the side, but that's okay. You can draw them anyway. We'll just gray them up a little bit, and that will be part of the effect. Okay, and then I want some on the bottom. Like that. Okay. All right, so go ahead and do that. I'll do the ones down here too. So I started with a little guy up here, a little one over here. There we go. This is a lesson in contrast, a contrast of value that will have these white teeth. Well, actually, they're actually kind of blue in here, but the light teeth and the dark mouth, and then when you get it in there just right, it creates a huge amount of space because of that, and just like it really is what you're going to zero in on in the picture. Okay, so like I said, when you color, this is the time when you have to be careful, okay? And you want to go super black and carefully in here. Most of the time I don't care about being careful, but this would be one of the times when it matters. This, and if you're carrying the birthday cake to the table with the candles lit, you need to be careful. If you're driving my car, you need to be careful. Or my mother's car. Really anybody's car. Be a careful driver. What else? If you're taking care of a baby. If you're taking care of a puppy. Be careful if you're taking care of cats, because they like to sneak out. Which is okay, some places, but not everywhere. Lots of other times doesn't matter though. There we go. We're creating an illusion, like we're magicians. There we go. Yeah, I'd like to go to the beach this summer, but it's a little tricky this year. But I'll get there. If I don't, I'll be alright. It'll still be there. There we go. Lucky for me, I have a lot of yard, which is, the bad thing about it is that there seems to be a never-ending amount of yard work. But the great thing is that I can't complain about having to be cooped up inside because I can go outside. There we go. Okay, so you can see that. We'll do a little bit, teeny bit more with that. I'll do this one down here while you finish that up, or maybe you're already done. If you're already done, we're still going to color the background there. I'm going to put the eyes in. That's pretty much it. But can't wait. Go ahead. Do your thing. If you'd like to leave a donation, there's a link right there with the video, just below the live video. You can click on that. If you aren't really in a position to do that, I mean, you can leave $1 if you want, but if that's not your thing, if you could share the videos with somebody, that would be really awesome. Because I'm kind of tired of computer stuff myself, and I'm tired of trying to spread it around, so I gave up. But you know, if you know somebody out there who likes to draw, even whether you're just starting out or whether, like I have some people draw better than I do, but they'll do it just for something to do, something to take their mind off of stuff for a little while. You don't have to do much thinking, because I'll do the thinking for you. And then, you know, make it your own. And you don't have to think about what it's going to be and whether it means anything. Sometimes when we are artists, you get a kind of like a writer's block, like you just don't know what to start with, where to start, what's the point. You know, you just got another piece of paper with something drawn on it, so this can help. Okay, so to set the teeth in there a little bit more, one of the things you can do is, if I darken a few of the teeth that are down here in the corners, gray them up a little bit, that will sort of sink them back into the mouth, like maybe here. Okay? Another thing we might want to do is, maybe with that darker blue I have, is that your teeth, you know, they're inside your lip. So you might want to get a little edge here with something darker, maybe like that, here, right? These teeth in the picture are a little bit darker all the way around, like these are mostly, like this one's a little darker too. They're a little bit darker, but I like having them white, so they show up good. Okay, so down here, it's kind of like if you're drawing a face and one half of that face is in shadow, and you put the shadow on the skin, and you think that that's it, but the shadow is actually, you know, even on the whites of the eye, which you don't want to do because you think that's not right. The white is white, you know, what was white, but when white's in shadow, it's also, if I do that too, that'll make the lip look like it's giving a little shadow right on the top of the teeth. Okay, all right, so let's put the eye in there. I'm just gonna use this little black, and what I noticed is, I don't know if I already said it, but is just don't make them too big. It totally turned the whole thing into like a monster with a funny looking mouth instead of looking like a shark. So start with them very small, okay? And like this is way down low, right? Here's the top of the lip, and this is way down on the side. So they're way down here. And it's kind of a straight line like this, and with just a little bit of a bump on it. They're not super big, right? And you are trying to get the other one opposite it, okay? But keep them down here nice and small, and it will look like they're on the side of the head. Otherwise they look like they're bumping out of there. They're too big. Okay, so down here, I guess it's here. You know, you want to have them. Ooh, this is broken. Okay. The other thing is a couple little nostrils, which are just kind of little V-shaped thing right here. Okay. And then I want to put a little, but they're right on the side, right? I want to put a little background. To make him really glow, what I want to do is to make the background darker. Okay, so I'll do it down here first because I'm ready to go. I haven't chosen the color I want yet. So if this is dark and I'm going to also go dark with my background, then what I'm trying to do, this has this little glow around a lot of it. So what I'm going to try to do is leave that little bit of glow, even right around these eyes. There we go. Okay, like that. And really, the darker I make this, maybe I'll do one side and I'll show you. so dark, right? When you're trying to create a contrast, you have to really put it in there. So if you, let's see, if I take it and I show you like what that looks like versus how that looks, you can see that the black really makes a big, big difference, right? It really, it's another situation with contrast. All right. So if you're doing, I find that very just fascinating, like how that makes it such a difference to me. It's big, but like if you want to make a candle in a picture, candle flame, you know, you have to make the color of the wall behind the candle or the fire that's in the fire pit or something like that. You have to make that really, really dark if you want to really make that light important. Okay, so you can see how that works. On my evil shark. I'm sure sharks are nice, but they're scary to me. That's because I like to swim in the ocean a lot, I think. But I guess they have more of a right. They belong there more than I do, right? Okay. Then I will do it with the top here, and I was planning, I guess, on this blue. So we'll see how that looks. It'll be a little bit happier than if I were using the black. A little less. The color is going to be different than having everything in black and white, right? One of the things too, I do in different shark picture, and we get the water a little lighter, and that makes it look like, you know, it's being churned up. And I'll do that up around the top. Okay, but you can see, you know, even, let's see if I, so the other class I'm going to do this week, I think I'm kind of down to a couple a week. And so I have a morning one, 10 o'clock on Tuesdays, I think. And then my evening one is at 8 on Fridays. So a little bit maybe geared a little more towards kids. And one a little bit geared a little bit more towards older people, which, you know, if I'm being honest, probably ladies. Ladies with wine. Sometimes the kids though. I don't know who's watching. If you're watching, let me know, because sometimes that definitely makes me know that it's worthwhile. I guess I can't. So there's that versus that, right? There's just a big difference, right? How the colors are with a darker background. Okay? Now let's do a little bit here and then we'll call it good. What else? Oh, if you want to share your picture, like I said, I think everybody's just a little sick of computer stuff. I think we've kind of ruined what's fun about some of Facebook and stuff by, there's just so much bad news and conflict, and which is really important. It's a great way to share it, and everybody needs to know. But you can only take so much, right? You need to know what's going on, but if you're finding yourself overwhelmed by it, you know, take care of yourself. So you don't need somebody to come in and take care of you. And take a little break when you need to. And maybe there we go. Okay, so Friday night I have a nice still life. Maybe I can show you. Oh yeah. and I still like that I did painting a couple of summers ago. But, you know, it's strawberry time here, and, well, I guess getting a little bit past strawberry time, but I guess I wasn't quite on it. All right, so that's what it is for today. I hope you have a super fun, scary shark for you, and, like, you can take this teeth thing and try it. If you really liked this, there's a picture on my, well, on the Facebook there's a playlist, but there's also a playlist on YouTube. It has like over 80 videos, and one of them is Monster with some like crazy teeth and stuff like that. So look for that. It would be a good one. If you like this, you probably like that one a lot. Okay, so have a great day. It's beautiful and sunny here in Maine. And take care of yourself. And there he is. All right. There's a little pastel, oil pastel, that's what I used, and a little charcoal, okay? Hey guys, all right, thank you.